What's going on, everybody? Brian here from Brian's Broadcast. I hope all of you are doing fantastic. Today I'm going to review Empyrean from the house of Tomavicci. Let me do a little recap. It's a fairly brand new house to the Fragcom. Not everybody knows about it. My job is to tell you about these beautiful offerings they have. It's not a sponsored video, so nothing was paid to me or these bottles were not sent to me free. So let's get down to business. Empyrean over here is the second offering from the house of Tomavicci for the females. Now, of course, this fragrance, I feel any man who has the taste or desire to use floral, fruity fragrances with a vanilla dry down, you can definitely rock this. Let me show you the box because not all of you know this particular house. This is a beautiful matte finish box. There's a bookcase kind of thing. The drawer comes out from the side, some information on the back, and some writing over here describing the fragrance. Very simplistic, very nice. I would say it's very elegant. This is the bottle. The juice is pale pink. It's a beautiful bottle. There you go. Nothing too special, but it's very nice and elegant. Let me read out the notes to you from the website. On the top, you get strawberry, Italian bergamot, and nutmeg. On the mids, you get Damascus rose, carnation, white musk, and peony. And on the base, you get vanilla, cedar, bourbon vetiver, and bakur. Now guys, these fragrances are bottled by hand and packed up in Dubai. Of course, they will have this slightly Middle Eastern vibe to it. So let me describe the fragrance to you now. If you are familiar with the house of Arabian Oud, let me know in the comment section below which ones you own. But why am I telling you all this? Because this fragrance, Empyrean, has a very close resemblance to it. Now, I'm not saying this is a clone or anything. This fragrance by itself is pretty unique. Maybe it's nothing special because if you own a lot of rose and vanilla combination fragrances, this might be pretty boring. But anybody who's starting out or any fraghead who wants to experience all these fragrances, this is definitely a beautiful, beautiful gem of a fragrance. Now, I went to this New York City store of Arabian Oud in Times Square, and there was this sales representative who asked me to try out several fragrances that he wanted me to try. Right, so I did go there, and this guy was like, "Sure, do you want to smell something that kind of resembles a sexy American lady?" That's what the guy told me, believe me. And I was like, sure, why not? I'm here to test out new fragrances, so why not? He let me sniff Madawi. If you are familiar with Madawi, you know how beautiful that fragrance is, the opening, right? Then I tried by myself Rosewood. Again, this is a beautiful rose, dark rose, like it has the sweetness, a tad bit of jamminess. There's a dark dry down to it. There's a lot of vanilla towards the dry down. It's a beautiful heavenly fragrance. And the other fragrance, the third one, it's from the house of MFK, Mason Francis Kirkjian, Oud Satin Mood. I mean, if you are a fraghead and if you have not smelled at least Oud Satin Mood, I highly recommend you do that. Although personally, I hate it. Why? It's too sweet for my taste. That's the only reason I hate it. Otherwise, it's a beautiful and phenomenal fragrance. That much I can give you. It's just that it's not to my taste. It's too sweet. Why did I tell you about this three fragrances? Because immediately when you spray Empyrean, you get this vibe of Madawi. Beautiful fruity floral opening, has this beautiful citrusy opening to it. It's so smooth, so nice. It's absolutely heavenly on this one. Empyrean does exactly the same thing. As it starts drying down, I get a lot of rose. Over here they used Damascus rose. Now, if you will know, each kind of rose has its distinct kind of smell. Turkish rose, Damascus rose, peony, these all smell at whole different levels. Totally different from each other. And Empyrean does exactly that. The rose here is not like one of that jammy sweet rose that you get in Oud Satin Mood, but it has that sweetness, tad bit of powderiness, but there's a kind of like a juicy part to it. I think it's coming from the strawberry and the Italian bergamot combination, the fruity part, but it's a very succulent, juicy kind of feel to it. Now let me tell you one thing. In my honest opinion, I'm not a big fan of super floral fragrances, but when I was home, I've been trying this fragrance on my skin several times, and that's how I, got the hang of it. It's beautiful. It's a fantastic fragrance. It develops really, really nice. It opens up very wide. Why am I telling you that? Because unlike Demigod, this fragrance, Empyrean, opens up and develops a lot. It's not like linear. And as this fragrance is drying down, the vanilla, the bourbon vetiver, there's a dark, dry, woody kind of vetiver to it, but it's not too woody. It's very mild. But you do sense that darkness as this fragrance is drying down. The vanilla adds to the dryness and a tad bit of sweetness on this fragrance, on Empyrean. Phenomenal dry down. I would say it's beautifully done. It's extremely smooth, and although being a sweet floral fragrance, having that fruity nuance or like a pretty heavy fruitiness to it in the opening, but then fruity nuance, it becomes like a nuanced note as it's drying down, right? So it's pretty dry towards the dry down, but the rose, it just lives through, not too sweet. But let me tell you one thing, unlike Demigod, Empyrean is very loud. So I would recommend, if you want to use it in like an enclosed space, I would highly recommend going a bit low on the trigger. This thing has a projection power of like 1 to 1.5 hour easy, like solid, super loud projection. After that, it slowly comes towards you, but it keeps you surrounded like at an arm's length of scent bubble. Leaves a beautiful scent trail. Now you might be asking me, Brian, you just said you don't use floral fragrances, you just moved around in the house. Let me tell you who helped me. My mother, of course, helped me with this, because I let her use this fragrance. I let her use Empyrean, and she goes about to the doctor's office or to work here and there. She moves around, and she got a lot of compliments. That's how I knew. Like, I asked her to keep an eye on like from how far someone noticed it, or just the usual fraggot stuff. I just told her, and then she came back home and reported back to me. Sometimes you gotta keep control, right? Sorry. Jokes aside, but this fragrance has this beautiful, dark, sweet, dry vanilla dry down with that rosy component. The rose just lives on. It's a phenomenal, smooth fragrance. Longevity wise, on my skin, it was beyond 8 hours. After 8 hours, it slowly started sitting close to my skin, but then again, it keeps on wafting. Because it's an extrait de parfum, it's got a higher oil concentration, so of course as your body heats up, it kind of starts wafting out, of course, right? So that was my take on Tomavicci's Empyrean, a beautiful, fruity, floral, dry, dark fragrance, and it develops really nice. Again, this is not a sponsored content, so you can trust me on this one. If you're interested in this fragrance, go ahead and try it. If you're planning to, give it a shot before buying the thing, I think they offer samples online. Usually 100 ml bottle will go for $228, and as of the recording of this video, Louaai had a discount going on, and it's for $159 per 100 ml bottle. That was my take on Tomavicci's Empyrean. Phenomenal fragrance. I would say you get 3 fragrance vibes in this one fragrance, but then again, this is not a clone. It's a beautiful, I would say unique kind of fragrance. Might be too generic for people who already own a ton of fragrances, but for the newcomer or anybody just stepping into the world of fragrances, this is the way to go. You could definitely give it a shot. So guys, Please make sure you put a thumbs up on this video if you like the content. Make sure you comment and let me know if you own something from Tomavicci or you got any comments or any questions regarding it. I'll be more than happy to answer all those, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more fragrance related content. Until the next video guys, please take care, stay safe, and all the best.